Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we sift through the noise, stack up the sources, and pull out the really important nuggets of knowledge just for you. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something I think, well, most of us can relate to: how to really unlock your money motivation. We've actually found 7 surprising shortcuts that honestly could genuinely transform your financial journey. Our mission here is pretty clear: help you take control of your finances, maybe shift your whole relationship with money, and ultimately get you moving towards mastering your money. Achieving that financial success, just imagine waking up every day, not dreading the budget, but feeling properly motivated, clear about your path. For a lot of people, that probably feels like a distant dream, right?
Yeah.
But as we're about to unpack, it's definitely within reach. Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is how, well, some of these insights seem almost deceptively simple, but their impact, it can be quite profound. It can completely shift how you approach money. We're going to look at practical, actionable strategies, definitely. But maybe more importantly, we'll dig into the why, the psychology behind why they actually work so well.
All right, so let's jump straight into the first one. It might seem obvious, but honestly, it's often the first big hurdle for so many people. Setting specific, achievable goals. We've all done it, haven't we? Saying things like, "Oh, I want to save more money."
Exactly. It's just too vague.
Yeah, well-intentioned, but it rarely leads to real action.
Precisely. And there's a good reason for that, actually. Our brains, they just thrive on clarity. So when you say something like, I want to save $5,000 for vacation by next summer, well, now you've given your brain a real target, something tangible. It stops being this fuzzy idea. It's specific amount, purpose, deadline. And that kind of clarity, it does more than just make it measurable. It actually fires up the planning parts of your brain, makes the goal feel real, attainable. That's a huge motivator right there.
Okay, so once you've got those like laser-focused goals set up, the next step, I think, is really internalizing them,
Yeah.
making them stick. And that's where something like a vision board comes in. Now, I know some people might think, oh, that sounds well, a bit out there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But there's definitely a method to it,
Yeah.
a real psychological grounding.
Use there. Okay.
Absolutely. A vision board, it's more than just, cutting and pasting pictures. It acts as a constant visual anchor for what you want. When you fill it with images, your dream home, maybe travel spots or symbols of financial freedom, whatever resonates, you're constantly reminding your subconscious what you're working for. And that regular exposure, it primes your brain. It strengthens those neural pathways, keeps your goals right there, front and center, which in turn makes you more likely to spot opportunities and, crucially, stay committed when things get tough.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, just keeping it visible. And speaking of commitment, our third shortcut introduces something pretty vital: accountability. Because look, this is your financial journey, sure, but you don't necessarily have to walk it totally alone, right?
Not at all. In fact, sharing your financial goals, maybe with trusted friends or family who are supportive, that creates this really powerful feedback loop. Their encouragement can be, well, just the boost you need when your motivation dips. And sometimes, their gentle challenges can keep you honest, keep you on track. If you think about the bigger picture here, accountability really turns what could be a lonely struggle into something shared, supported. It's kind of amazing how much more resilient we could be when we know someone else is rooting for us, or even just, checking in now and then.
Okay, so knowing where your money's actually going, that brings us to our fourth shortcut: tracking your expenses. This sounds maybe a bit basic, but it can be surprisingly impactful, can't it?
Oh, definitely. It's often underestimated. But just keeping tabs on where your money goes
Mhm.
day to day, week to week, you naturally become more mindful, more aware. It's not about judging yourself, it's about understanding. And that awareness makes it so much easier to spot areas where maybe you can make changes, improve things. And seeing that progress, or even just seeing the reality, can be a really strong motivator to stick to your budget.
Right, it shines a light on things. Now, what if you could take some of the effort out of saving, put it on autopilot? That brings us to shortcut number 5, which is a wonderfully simple idea: automating your savings, sort of the ultimate hands-off approach.
It really is. It's cleverly designed to bypass one of our biggest psychological hurdles, which is just inertia,
Yeah.
the effort of doing it. The mechanism couldn't be simpler, really. You just set up automatic transfers from your checking to your savings account right after you get paid. That way, the money is moved before you even see it, before you get a chance to think about spending it. Automation basically cuts down on decision fatigue.
Hmm.
You don't need constant willpower. It helps you build that nest egg almost effortlessly. Saving becomes the default, not a daily choice or struggle. It
Yeah.
really leverages our natural tendency to take the path of least resistance.
Okay, this next one, shortcut number 6. Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. It might even seem a bit counterintuitive when we're talking about, cold, hard cash, and that's the power of gratitude. How on earth does feeling grateful connect to, like, improving your money situation?
It's actually a really profound connection. Think about it. A lot of financial stress comes from a feeling of lack,
Mm.
right? Or constantly comparing yourself to others. By consciously taking a moment each day, just a moment, to reflect on what you're grateful for in your financial life. Maybe it's a steady job, maybe a roof over your head, maybe just having enough for groceries. Whatever it is, you start to shift your perspective away from what's missing towards what's already there. Abundance, not scarcity. And this doesn't just improve your overall mindset, reduce stress, which is huge in itself. It also helps you make more thoughtful, less reactive, less emotionally driven decisions about your money. You start appreciating what you have, even while you're working towards what you want. It's a fundamental shift, really, in how you relate to your resources.
Whoa, okay. That's powerful. Shifting from scarcity to abundance through gratitude. I like that. All right, and finally, our 7th shortcut. This one's often overlooked, I feel, but it's incredibly powerful. It's about investing in yourself. And we're not just talking about stocks and bonds here, are we?
Not solely, no. This is about personal growth that has a direct positive impact on your financial future. So yeah, it could mean investing time or money in things like online courses, reading relevant books, attending workshops, and not just strictly on financial literacy, although that's obviously crucial, but also maybe on skills that boost your earning potential or improve your decision-making abilities, expanding your knowledge, whether it's about how money really works, or mastering a skill that could open up new income streams, that can ignite your motivation like almost nothing else. The more you understand the financial landscape, the more empowered you feel. You start feeling like you can make money work for you instead of feeling, trapped or controlled by it, which I suppose raises an important question for everyone listening. How much more empowered could you become just by dedicating a bit more time to learning and growth?
So let's wrap this up. What does this all mean for you listening right now? We've gone through 7, I think, pretty surprising shortcuts. We started with setting those super specific, achievable goals, then visualizing your success, maybe with a vision board. Then we talked about accountability, getting support, tracking your expenses, not just for the numbers, but for that mindfulness piece. Then automating your savings for effortless growth, cultivating gratitude to really shift your mindset away from lack. And finally, number 7, investing in yourself, in your knowledge and skills. Each of these isn't just like a random tip, it's a key to fundamentally changing your relationship with money and really taking charge of your financial journey.
Exactly. At the end of the day, these shortcuts, they aren't just about pinching pennies or even making more money necessarily. They're really about empowering you, helping you build a more conscious, more proactive, and frankly, a more positive relationship with your finances. They're about realizing that financial mastery, it's a journey, right? Not some final destination.
Yeah.
And you absolutely have the power to steer that journey wherever you want it to go.
Well said. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. If you found this helpful, if any of these shortcuts sparked something for you and you're ready to try them out, please do give us a thumbs up. We'd also love it if you'd leave a comment, maybe share which shortcut resonates the most with you right now. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We've got lots more insights and actionable strategies coming up to help elevate your financial life. Until next time, take charge of your financial journey.